Everybody, welcome back to Omnibros Live on a Monday. Hauls, previews, reads, all that wonderful stuff. I'm your host, Gio, getting ready to talk with all of you guys about all the exciting stuff that's coming out on the internet and all those wonderful websites. And speaking of websites, of course, let's not forget, let's pay some bills, right? With our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions and manga up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. You see, if you want your favorite collected editions, that's where you got to be, InStockTrades.com. So, I am by myself. I will be joined in a little bit. No, I'm not going to do the jingle. I apologize. I am going to be joined in a little bit by more Omnibros, more co-host, I should say. But for now, you got me. So, yay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Joe Chip, all the house regulars are here, which is fantastic. NFL Dude. Thank you, everybody. Joe, thank you. This is what I was referencing. We get to hear Gio sing the jingle today. No, I mean, if you want rain, or if you want children to cry and glass breaking, then yeah, sure, I'll sing it. Lionheart, thank you for joining. I love me some Street Fighter avatars. Thank you so much for indulging me. Johnny Air Windows, my buddy, thank you so much for tuning in. From Turkey, that is awesome. That is so cool. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Where is everybody? Jess will not be here tonight. He's a little bit under the weather, but he'll be back at a later show. And Gabe will be on in a little bit. So I'm holding down the fort, Bruce. I hope that satisfies your curiosity. Bobby, thank you. Buenas noches, Gio. That sounds good to me. Aria, I want all of those things. Yeah. Jaime, what's up? What up? The Mutant Menace. Yo. Hugs for drugs. Drinking Japanese whiskey. That's awesome. I envy you. Eating Chinese egg rolls. I envy you twice. And listening to my Latino internet friend. I'm so multicultural. That is awesome. God bless. Rafael Miranda. Hey, Gio, Puerto Rican doing Blue Beetle movie. That's the news. I had no idea. I knew it was I didn't know he was Puerto Rican. That's cool. Now I want to check. Real time. Blue Beetle movie director. Okay, cool. I want, if we're going to do a Blue Beetle, let me take my sponsor. I love them, but let me take that off. It's distracting. If they're really going to do a Blue Beetle movie without Ted Cord and none of that stuff, and you're just going in with Jaime Reyes, I want the New 52 stuff because I think it's easily accessible and you tap a market of teen superheroes and you're able to talk about you're able to do a movie, that sort of taps that Spider-Man meets Iron Man range. And that's an easy sell. If it looks great and you can, please both markets with those genre tropes, I think you're going to have a hit. Plus the New 52, it was pretty easy. You see the Black Beetle being introduced with the Reach and all that stuff. And all of a sudden you got sort of this Spider-Man meets Venom symbiote movie. I don't know. I think there's untapped potential there. I think it's going to be a hit. Sweet. Jess is gone. Let's talk manga. Actually, we'll be talking about manga that I read in a little bit in my reads portion. Joseph, do you have any opinion on Sayuki? Just finished book 2 of the Resurrection Collection, and it's been pretty good so far. I've only seen the show, the anime, I should say, And I love Sayuki. I have somewhere on that Billy shelf the Sayuki series. It's super fun. Basically, an action-packed '90s era adaptation of Journey to the West with guns and superpowers and manga tropes. Michael Lombardo, thank you for joining. Sammy G. Scott, greetings everyone. It has been a while, but glad to be back. Glad to have you back, man. That's awesome. Paul Baker, what's the best new manga that I should jump into? Heart mode, no Chainsaw Man. Other than Chainsaw Man, manga that you should get into. Well, I recently posted a video on my channel a few hours ago, actually, where I talked about the four latest manga series that debuted in the Shonen Jump magazine. So you may be interested in checking those out. It's not as hardcore or grotesque as Chainsaw Man. One is a historical fiction drama about samurai. The other one's about rom-com with a witch and an ogre. The other one's a baseball manga, which I love. I love baseball stories. And what was the other one? The other one's a detective story with a really unorthodox detective character, female protagonist, which I thought was pretty cool. You might want to try that. Or let's see, what else can I recommend? Obviously, Taiyo Matsumoto works, Urusawa. You can't go wrong with anything from Rumiko Takahashi. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Jacob, how's Fire Force manga compared to the anime? I had the first 6 or 7 volumes of the manga, and I gave those away, but because I was collecting the show, and I really love the art. I mean, what the author started in Soul Eater, and he perfected that craft, and you're seeing the results of that fine art style in Fire Force. It looks amazing. However, the anime is fantastic. David Productions is one of my favorite studios, and they've been killing it with the Fire Force anime, so you are good with both, honestly. Joseph, Spy Family has been pretty good so far. You know, I've only read the first 2 volumes of that, and I forgot to keep reading. I have to fix that because it's a fun series. We made a review here on the manga themed show a couple months ago. Hugs for Drugs. Anyone read Joker Saga yet? I have not. Looks the art looks interesting, but I have no idea about the story. Sorry. Mars Eclipse, thank you for joining. There's a lot of you. That is awesome. Gio, before I jump into Pluto, is there any kind of box set hardcovers that might be coming out? Nope, nothing. Just the signature-sized, oversized manga. DC is really pushing New 52. I talked about it last week with the news of the Swamp Thing Omnibus New 52. That is an easy line of books that you can put out. And it's not like you're pushing an 80s series that somebody wants and you're trying to entice a younger crowd to go and pick it up. Yes, I know it's superior, all that stuff. I'm not saying that's the case. It's just a lot easier to print out Swamp Thing New 52. And the New 52 stuff, it's complete one nice package instead of worrying about other series, older series that you don't know if they're going to sell and you're trying to attract a new market. They're all over the place, obviously. I'm not making excuses for DC Comics because, they could defend themselves, I guess. Or maybe they don't. But the point is, New 52 is an easy sell. That was the whole point when that line came out. Cool. Yep. I have Joker Saga. I haven't cracked it yet. Tolga, my man, thank you. Topics today include Aquaman, Inhumans, and manga. I mean, sure, if that's what you people want. I mean, I rarely talk about it because they're so underrated conversations. I don't know. Farhan, I missed you. Thank you so much. Peace and love from Malaysia, Gio. Same back to you, man. Heads up, friends. Batman by Loeb and Sale Omnibus seems to be 50% off at Amazon. Go get it. James, thank you for joining. Have you have you have any time to try the 2 new manga on the Viz app, Nine Dragons Ball Parade or Witch Watch? Just a couple minutes ago, I mentioned that fact. I have a video on my channel if you want to check it out, A Week in Geekdom, where I do a first impressions on the 4 recent new titles. Nine Dragons Ball Parade is really, really wholesome. I enjoy the plot of that a little bit more than other sports titles like Haikyuu, which has a lot of praise from everybody. And I know you can't compare the two because Haikyuu recently ended with so many chapters, and here we have Nine Dragons Ball Parade with only 3 chapters so far. But it's a baseball manga, and the protagonist is a rookie catcher, and he wants to try out for like the best baseball team in the area, in the town, and he signs up for the tryouts. They're really famous. The school's like pretty famous in the district or whatever. He tries out, and he actually makes the cut on the first trial. The second one, he starts meeting up with this rookie catcher, and they have this quirky, unique chemistry that's forming, and they have a really nice dynamic between, pitching and catching and all that. And the second round happens. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. It's part of the setup. The second round is sort of the, an exhibition match between all the people trying out. And they do a really good job. And you think our protagonist is going to land the position of catcher in that team. He's going to be picked, but they don't pick him because he doesn't play for the system. And by system, I mean the school wants top ace students that they can manipulate and just tell them what to do, win a bunch of championships, and keep the money rolling. They're a corporate machine, basically. So for that reason, he's a little bit too good at what he's doing, so they drop him. They don't pick him, and they pick the pitcher. The pitcher instead, which I guess I'm already going into what I've read, so whatever. The pitcher refuses and says, I want to be with that catcher, and we're going to form a team together, and we're going to kick some butt. And that's sort of where the story takes off. I love a good sports story, and it's nice to have good characters. And by good, I mean the protagonist is wholesome. He's a nice kid, and he's determined with his goals and all that stuff. And his rival, but really it's his friend, his new friend, is also a nice person. Typically in a sports manga, the rival character will be a little bit edgy, not as nice as the protagonist, and it's that awkward chemistry that forms into a cool relationship. But here, from the get-go, you have 2 nice characters going forward. So I really did appreciate that. And as for Witch Watch, which I also did read, it's about a high schooler witch that is coming back into modern civilization, and her lifelong friend that's of the same age, I think, he is an ogre. Now, ogres can disguise themselves as humans, and her family tasks him to be her familiar. Typically, a familiar in witchcraft and all that stuff would be an animal, but for some reason he gets picked, and he doesn't want to at first, but agrees anyways because he knows if it's not him guarding her, she might be in trouble. And she's a little bit of a klutz, and it's more comedic based. It's from the same mangaka that did, or the same author that did Astro Lost in Space, which is a fantastic sci-fi series. If you guys are interested, I also recommend that. Let's see. Carly, I don't know. Is Amazon fine for shipping figures? I mean, yeah, the boxes will absorb all the damage, but I'm pretty sure they'll be banged up when they arrive at your house or post office or whatever it may be. She. I'm just going to say She because I don't know how to pronounce the last name, and I don't want to embarrass myself, but thank you so much for joining. Shorty Larson, let's go. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, you guys are typing like crazy. I'm having trouble keeping up. Eminem25 Chango. Hello, Gia. I've never read any manga. What would you recommend for someone who loved sheets based on your video? First of all, you're awesome for watching that video and liking that book, because that is a very awesome read. I hope you're excited for the sequel that is coming out. And let me check real quick, because I do have the review for the sequel, but I forgot the actual date on that. Again, give me one quick second while I do this live on the air. It's supposed to be in March, if I remember correctly, right? So what we're talking about is Delicates, the sequel to Sheets, and I think it's March, the second week of March of this month, right? Something like that. But yeah, if you like Sheets, let's see. Good manga if you like Sheets. Any of the Shonen Jump stuff, battle, what typically fans like to call battle shonen, where there's a lot of fights and stuff. It's Hunter x Hunter is a great manga. Dr. Stone, I really love. I know from the weeb community, some people are edgy and they like to crap on Dr. Stone, but I really love that series. It's so unconventional with its tropes and its story and characters and the things that it's doing. This post-apocalyptic survival story, I should say. Sorry. That go check out Dr. Stone. I have a video up on it if you want to hear more about it on my channel on the first volume. Mars Eclipsed. Yeah, he is my favorite anyway. All right. Yes. Don't let the other ones know. But we're live, so that sucks. Flax, I just finished volume 4 of Gigant. Stuff is wild. Johnny, let me tell you something. I know you're answering to Professor Flex. It gets so much crazier. I'm up to date with that manga, and the latest 10 chapters or so, I was a little bit angry with the art because I love the mangaka and his art style is so nice and good looking and everybody's gorgeous for some reason. But in the last 10 chapters or so, there are a lot of scenes where some characters, they go to this vacation home and it's literally just photoshops in black and white of real places and the artistic cutouts of the characters that he's drawing in the scene. It looks visually intriguing, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, man, you could do something better. I mean, you could go, I don't know. But the story gets crazier, wilder, and sexier for some reason. So yeah, watch out for that one. Aria, how is Puerto Rico doing right now? It's all right, I guess. I've been out of the loop, to be honest with you, news-wise, so I can't really tell you too much. But it's more of the same. Farhan, Gio, are you into Spawn? Should I get the compendium? Not sure. Look, all I'll say is get the compendium if you really want to read that stuff. If you want to get the best edition available for Spawn, obviously I know the hardcovers are hard to get, but those are the best ones in my opinion. But the compendium, if you just love the character and you want to read it, and obviously that has the Gaiman issue with Angela, get it for sure. I'm not big into Spawn. I don't really like the story, nor do I like the character that much. It's a cool design from the 90s. I'm just about it. I remember when it came out, didn't really care too much for it, unfortunately. Not my thing. But compendiums are meant to be read, not displayed, if that makes any sense. The spine will kind of go crap on you. But if you want to read that stuff, then go ahead and get it. Although it does suck that there's no special features, nor does it have the covers, which is terrible because if you're a comic book reader, one of the essential things as a comic book reader that you love ever since you pick up your first comic is the cover. That's the bait. That's what you bait your audience with, the cover. I mean, you're already printing this fat, chunky trade. I mean, was it going to be that expensive if you included 15, 20 more pages with covers? I don't know. Adrian, Gio, have you read Chew? Not all of it, actually. So I've read about half. I need to finish that. I always keep forgetting. There's so much stuff out there to read. I'm sorry. Shorty Larson, Demon Slayer, worth a watch. Absolutely. Don't let the weep hate on it get you down. Demon Slayer is awesome. I love the manga and I love the anime. UFO Table, the studio that did the adaptation, they are doing a masterful job with that series. Joseph Toro, just pre-ordered the Demon Slayer box set. Watch the first season. Does it get even better? Yes, I am 3 manga volumes away from ending the series. I don't know how it ends. I know a little bit of the spoilers here and there by accident from reading posts online when it was ending, but it does get better as you go along. There's some shocking twist. The pacing at a certain point, and I don't want to spoil anything. It's a little bit weird to my taste. I understand why the mangaka might have taken that route. I wanted the series to slow down a little bit when it gets to that point, but I get it. It's going out. It goes out with a bang. It's such a great fighting series. I love it. Aaron, Geo took a couple of episodes to get used to the Dorohedoro animation, but I really love it. And oh my god, the manga art is even better. Yes, if you love the sorry, I got ahead of myself there. If you love the anime, absolutely, you're gonna enjoy the manga. The art is so freaking chaotic. It's one of the best looking manga, one of the best looking sequential comics ever, in my opinion. It's so chaotic and nasty and gross and beautiful to look at. I care about it when they make it. Dude, a Demon Knights Omni. I said it last time. We should have a Dark Universe Omnibus. Call it that. The DC Dark Universe Omnibus. And include Demon Knights, Agents of Shade, Dr. Fate, Shazam, all the little mini books from the New 52, all bundled up together. Give me a 40-page, 50-page omnibus. That's solid. Or not a 50-page. What the hell am I talking about? 50 issues. Can you imagine a 50-page omnibus? James, I do believe Shaman King is still on track for March 16th. There's a person going after my heart. We need more Aquaman Omnis. I grew tired of waiting, so I haven't been vocal about it. But yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff to collect. It's the least collected superhero in DC Comics, right? Yeah, there's only 3 or 4 oversized hardcovers, a bunch of trade paperbacks, and 1 omnibus. That's it. Candace, thank you for joining. Hi there, Gio. It was just a matter of time before you got a spin-off solo show. Hell yeah. I like that idea. Speaking of New 52 era, do you have any opinion on the Gail Simone Batgirl collection? That's coming up, and I do recommend it. I know a lot of people were upset at the time because, oh, how could you do this? You had Oracle. She's such an amazing character. Now you're getting... It's comics. It happens. I didn't really mind that it was getting a reboot, and who better to reboot it than Gail Simone. I think she did a wonderful job of making you believe that this character was coming back. And the explanation, I don't know if I should say it or not, I probably shouldn't, as to how she comes back is so simple and so easy. I dug it, and it's a nice way to bring that character back and give her a more solid, well-rounded rogues gallery. It has wonderful art. I love the covers for the Batgirl series, and yeah, I read that in singles when it was coming out, and when that omnibus was first teased, I got rid of all the comics, and I don't know if I'll get the Omni or not, because I'm not getting too many books nowadays, but I dug it. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. G. Scott, I haven't even gotten to my hauls and previews. Jesus. Gio, who do you want to be the antagonist for Aquaman 2? Any comic story you want them to adapt or something that is original? I think they're going to mix and match. I don't think they're going to follow a specific comic, but I would love to see the return of Ocean Master. And, oh gosh, let's see. You know who I want to see? I want to see, what was this guy's name? The one with Scavenger. Scavenger was his name. I keep forgetting. I want to see Scavenger, if that's a proper name, and Dolphin. But I will probably see Black Manta as this main villain for the second movie. You got to do it, right? Uh, Good evening, Nelson. Thank you for joining. Picked up Berserk Deluxe Volume 2 today. Berserk is the only manga I own. Good job. A lot of people like to crap on that first volume, but I liked it. It's a little bit rough in some areas, and I get the criticism, but I liked it. And Volume 2 onward is just golden stuff, man. You're in for a treat. I am late to this question, but yes, Mr. Awesome, it is Taco Farm tonight. I'm kidding. I'm just answering questions. Asian Johnny Depp, thank you so much for joining. Who's your favorite Marvel superhero? Spider Man. Grew up a huge fan of Spider Man, and I just really like his whole shtick. Watched Far From Home today and been reading Invincible in time for the anime. It's a cartoon series, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be the actual guy. But yeah, that animated series looks amazing. They really captured Cory Walker and Ryan Oatley's art style pretty damn well. I can't wait for that. Trust me, don't buy Spawn unless you're only in it for the artwork. Learn that the hard way. I mean, no, I don't want to diss on it because I know a lot of people like that stuff, and that's awesome. I love a lot of stuff that people hate, and vice versa, and all that. I've never really heard of people liking Spawn for a particular story. They like the premise and the character designs and the villains, but I think that's about it for the most part with a good chunk of non-hardcore readers. I don't know, but hey, if you like it, that is awesome. Don't get upset with what I just said. That's just my opinion on it. As a legendary Aquaman fan, what's your take on Marvel's Submariner? Does he rank high on your Marvel list? I mean, he's a cocky sob. I don't know. He's cool. I like him. I like that stuff. I like the whole concept of Atlantis. I don't like Submariner when he's involved with the X-Men and all that stuff. Not my cup of tea. But solo stories, that's great. Oh my gosh, you guys! Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, we got 100 wonderful people watching. That is awesome. If you can hit the like button, that's even greater. Have you been playing games, any games aside from Immortals recently? Yes, I literally was playing a few hours ago the Capcom Arcade Stadium game for the Switch. I downloaded it. It's free, and you get two free games on it, and the rest are like DLC packs, which is like a total of $20 or something. And I got them because I use the Switch on handheld a lot while I'm doing other stuff, and I'm watching YouTube or doing stuff. I don't want to play a game where I have to pay attention to what's happening in the game, like a story-driven game. So I'd like to play a lot of the arcade stuff, and that is perfect for me. So I've really been enjoying the arcade stadium, and I was just playing one of the 1940s uh, shmup games. So that was fun. Do you like Spider-Man much? If so, favorite story or run? My favorite Spider-Man run. I'd love Kraven's Last Hunt. I love Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man made me a comic book fan. It made me want to start YouTube. It made me want to start collecting oversized hardcovers and trade paperbacks and all that stuff. Back in 2008 or 7, something like that. I remember, quick story. I remember a local convention. It was just people selling stuff and other people doing cosplay, nothing too fancy. And there was this kiosk, and the seller they had a bunch of oversized hardcovers and omnis and all that stuff. I didn't know much about comics, or what was happening in the scene at the time, but I saw the cover for Ultimate Spider-Man oversized hardcover volume 3 with Venom in the cover. And it looked awesome. And I was looking at it, and it wasn't too expensive, I guess. Or maybe he was trying to haggle with me, but I didn't know, and I just left it there. So I left. And a couple months later, there was another convention of the same nature, and the dude was there again, and he was still selling the book. Nobody was biting. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it. And I haggled for it, and I got it for a decent price, a few, maybe like 10 or 20% off. I don't know. And I got it and absolutely loved it, and went ahead and ordered the first 2 from Amazon, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7, all that stuff. And it's crazy to me that people have such a hard time finding Ultimate Spider-Man now, the oversized hardcovers, because I remember when I ordered that, they were readily available. So yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is probably one of my all-time favorite comic books. I love that run so much. That's one of the rare comics that I think a couple. It's been a while, but since that story, I used to read it on a yearly basis. I really loved it. Fat Jesus, thank you. Yo, what up, Gio? Late to the show. You're running solo dolo this episode. Just for a little bit. Just hanging out with you wonderful peeps. We'll do the previews when Gabe arrives. So it's not just me all the way through talking nonsense. Aquaman New 52 Volume 2 Omnibus could be done featuring 26 to 52 plus Aquaman and the others ongoing. Yes. If you guys are interested in reading New 52 Aquaman and you liked the Jeff Johns Omnibus, I personally think the Jeff Parker run is just as good, if not just a hair better than what Johns did. I mean, he did a cool thing for the character. You know, he rebooted that character, that franchise for a lot of people, but Jeff Parker took it to another level. I love this stuff so much, and it's a shame that it's only available in trades. Paul Baker, Gail Simone's back row is okay for me, but it didn't even come close to the back row runs that preceded it. Just personal preference, though. Yeah, I mean, the stuff before is fantastic. I liked it. I liked what the New 52 was doing. It was a nice entry point for the character. Babs is one of my favorite characters from the DC lore. Only seen the Demon Slayer anime. Is the manga exactly the same, or are there some differences? No. I mean, it's a pretty faithful adaptation, to be honest. Maybe some chapters get adapted a little bit quicker or something, but it's mostly the same. The art is a little bit different. Ufotable has their own style and 3D techniques with the computer animation that they incorporate really well. But they actually went out of their way to adapt the mangaka's art style. So it's a pretty faithful recreation, in my opinion. Let's see. Coming nostalgia, but I like when DC goes back to basics with their characters. You think? Well, I knew this question was coming up. I was avoiding it because I know I'm going to get some hate for it. You think we'll get a recast Mira in Aquaman 2? I'd rather see Dolphin. I love Mira, but horrible person or not, I love how she looked as Mira, and I would hate to have a recast. So I don't know how to answer that. I'm just being honest. I don't follow all the personal drama and all that stuff. I know she did some really shitty things, but Amber, I really liked her as Mira. I want to see the character evolve and see how she can evolve, the character. Sergio, are you alone today? I'm always alone. But yeah. Who's your favorite Valiant character, and who's your favorite female character? My favorite Valiant character is Exo Man of War, right? Yeah, Exo Man of War. I love it. I back when the Valiant hype train was starting on the Omnibus Collectors page on Facebook, and here on Omnibros, we teased to everybody, "Yo, Gabe, what up?
What up, dude?
How you doing, man? I'm holding down the fort. I was waiting for you to arrive."
Well, thanks for doing that, man. Awesome.
I remember the Valiant hype train, and I kept telling people read Exo Man of War because it's like, what if Thor got an alien Iron Man suit and went into space? And that's the dumbest idea possible, but it works and it's fabulous. I love Exo Man of War.
Yeah. This is just some barbarian who stumbles across some future tech from space and uses it to destroy people.
Yep. And Valiant female character, if it's from Valiant, I really like Faith. I think she's pretty cool. But regular comic book, obviously that's Mira and Medusa.
I didn't read it, but I know Jess and a lot of you guys were talking a lot about the Dr. Mirage, the new female Dr. Mirage.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, shoot. Throwing you to the wolves tonight. Where's the rest of the gang? Well, I got one of the main mans right there. Just joined.
Word. I'm here. Thanks for showing up, everybody. It's 110 people, man. Good job holding it down all by yourself, dude. Bad.
Everyone should subscribe to We Can Geek Them. Thank you so much, Johnny. That means a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Shorty.
Nice. Yeah, Gio's holding it down, man. Good job, dude. I'm sorry you were here by yourself.
That's all right. I don't mind.
That sucks. That's not sucks, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Here's a compliment, Gabe. Thanks for your cool video.
Oh, man. Thanks, Joe Chip. That was a lot of fun to do. That Jim Lee artist edition. Did we do hauls or anything yet, Gio? Or did you do that?
I've just been answering questions from everybody.
Okay, well, I guess that's kind of a nice segue into it. Thanks, Joe Chip. Let's bring that up, I guess. I did do a video. It's my first video back. I'm back, folks.
Welcome back, sir.
My channel, Gabe Loves 90s Comics. I rebranded everything. It's going to be a 90s comics centric, showing love, appreciation to my favorite era of comics, and an era of comics that gets very little respect as in the broad sense of things. I really want to bring some spotlights and some fun stuff to showcase and show what's going on, the great stuff that really did happen in the 90s, and the bad stuff people talk about is like this 2-year time frame kind of thing. But let's start off with the video and we're going to do a quick haul, I guess, is Jim Lee's X-Men Artist Edition.
That's awesome.
This thing is badass. Let me make sure I can get this on camera where I can open this up and show you guys how cool this looks. I did do a video on this, and I did side-by-side comparisons with the comic book. One of the cooler things, let me pull that out, is, well, I'll show this. Is this the one I wanted to show? I love this promo page here. That's actually the cover to the Omnibus. I think that's the only time that image was actually printed. This is the unused promo for X-Men #1. It might have been a promo page or something like that, but they actually used it as a cover for the Jim Lee, Chris Claremont Omnibus, X-Men Omnibus Volume 1. Yeah, you're right, Crash. 90s are underrated. But what I want to show you guys is, I don't know how well this is going to work, but they put in a fold-out of all of the 4 connecting covers to X-Men #1.
That's badass.
This massive fold-out. So,
look at that.
Yeah, I'm going to close this. I feel like I'm going to drop it. It's too big to hold up. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, I'll drop a link in the chat in a little bit if you want to take a look at the one of my favorite X-Men artists of all time, of this time frame. This is an awesome retrospect looking at one of the legends of the industry and see his progress of this entire run that he did. Like, I'll show you. I'm gonna just keep talking about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Like some of his early work, you kind of see like this Wolverine here isn't quite the Jim Lee Wolverine that we know to love. This is his first issue. This is issue 248. So it's like one of his early chances of drawing Wolverine. He wasn't quite there yet. Like he's getting, learning the ropes and figuring out how to move the characters and how they look and all that kind of stuff. But then later on, you get him, especially when you get, because this is Uncanny X-Men stuff, and then it folds into, oh my God, his X-Men run when he becomes his X-Men. This is the peak. This is just such a awesome high point of the series, of his career, of X-Men in general. Where's that? There's so many things in here, and I was talking about it in my video, that some of these images are permanently burnt into my brain. Like that Colossus, that's like one of the best Colossus images ever that you're gonna see of that character. And this page here of Psylocke, Wolverine, and Gambit in the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing this. Like kids in my school would draw that image. Some kids had it hung up. They tore the page out and they had it hung up. And when I was in grade school, and they would hang it up, and you kind of be like, that's your place marker, and that was kind of like your cubicle little thing at school where you put your shoes and your bag in and stuff like that. And people would decorate their cubicles with X-Men art. So those kind of things are never going to leave my memory. Like it's on my deathbed, I'll be probably thinking about these kinds of images will always last in my head. You got some awesome stuff here. Maverick, one of my favorite characters that got introduced in here. Nice. Awesome, amazing stuff. So again, give me a minute. I could drop a link to that video in the chat. It's pulling rookie numbers right now. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but man, I'm getting no love on that. So I'll drop a link in the chat so people can check that out. I just got home from work. So I could do some unboxings real fast.
Ooh,
I don't know about how fast it's going to be, but I could do some unboxing. So let's see what we got here. I got some eBay stuff. Let's take a look here. I'm not sure which one this is. I've been buying a lot of stuff on eBay recently.
Here's a question from Shorty. What has Jim Lee done recently? He's trying to remember what his latest work was.
I think it's been a lot of covers for DC
covers,
stuff
right?
recently. I think it's been a lot of covers. I think his last, like the last true interior, it wasn't much of a story. It was like a 7-page story that he did with Kevin Smith in Detective 1000. That he did. It was that awesome story where Batman finds the gun that killed his parents and he molded it into like his chest plate, you know?
Yeah.
So really cool touches. That was like his last interior stuff I think of off the top of my head. I mean, the guy runs DC. I mean, he's one of the co-publishers or whatever. And if you know what's going on with DC these days. Suicide Squad. I thought Suicide Squad was earlier than that. Jesus, you might be right, man. Might be right.
Yeah, I think that was when Rebirth was first started.
Yeah. I remember he was doing that for the Rebirth era. But I think that Detective 1000. This guy packed this thing like a maniac, dude. Where'd those scissors go? Like there's like foam and stuff in here. Like I don't know what
nice.
He took care of this.
He wants that 5-star rating feedback.
Yeah. Sometimes too much packaging is a bad thing, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can even do this on the air. This is gonna take me like 20 minutes, dude. It's all saran wrap.
Oh, Boomba, says Superman Unchained. Yep. That was a recent work too from a couple years ago.
Jimmy, that's the one with Snyder, right? That was a long time ago. That was New 52 almost, wasn't it?
Yep. I actually have that autographed by
do you?
Scott Snyder, yeah. When I met him.
Yeah, I remember because there's like a fold out poster in like issue number 1 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Jesus.
Let's see what you got.
I almost got it out. Holy crap, dude. Thanks everybody for kind of sticking around watching me open up a package. This is just my first package too. I got a couple more to open up too. I don't think the other ones are this crazy. All right, so what do I got here? So I do want to do a video on my show eventually of the Executioner song. Now I'm going out. I have all the issues, but I want to get the ones in the bag. So I think it'd be kind of fun to do like an unbagging, like I'll cut it open and pull out the card and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll be saving off. This is part 10 of Execution Song. I love it. This is awesome. This X Factor 86. Jay Lee is just a maniac. It's just nothing but horror looking comics in here. If this blue thing right here wasn't in the way that you could see like Professor X, you're just like, oh, and like all this like like circuitry and stuff is coming out of him because he's infected with the legacy virus at that point. Not the legacy virus, the techno virus. So I got X Factor 46 that has a Dark Riders card, some BS characters, who cares? X-Force 17. It has a cool Mr. Sinister card in it. And again, like I said, I'm going to do on my channel, I'm going to do like an unbagging of these and flip through the book and all that kind of fun stuff. And then X-Men 15, awesome Andy Kubert art with Jean Grey, Cyclops, and good old Strife. And this has I thought it said MILF for a second, but it's MLF. Mutant Liberation Front. And the piece of the Resistance is the awesome X-Force number 1. But that has a Deadpool card in it that everybody is just going crazy nuts over. And I got this because the guy did not really list it. You know, like he didn't list it well. He just listed it as like bagged X-Men comics or something random like that. So it wasn't listed as it was a Deadpool card with the X-Force, like in the actual listing. It's in the description and stuff like that. So I knew I was getting the Deadpool card. But man, that Deadpool card, these books are going for like $30-$40 for X-Force number 1. And I got this whole lot of awesome bag books with cards for like $20 shipped. So hells yeah.
So does the card gain value by taking it out, or do you leave that in with the polygon?
No, yeah, people are only buying this for the card. I'm buying it because I want to do I would like to do an X-Force number 1 unbagging. Like I'll do a video unbagging it, pulling out the Deadpool card. But a Deadpool card, this one looks like it might be in pretty good shape. I don't know. I don't really know how card grading works with PSA, but PSA 10s, and this is the negative color box here. Yeah. Other ones, it's black and white. This is the negative where it's white and black. So this also kind of goes for a little bit more too, apparently. But whatever, I don't care. So PSA 10s of the X-Force card or the Deadpool card has been going for like 5 figures. Like it's climbing up to that 10 grand part, like almost. So craziness. Oh, again, I don't know how card grading works. That's completely out of my scope of expertise. But I might just take a chance, see what happens. See what happens. Doesn't hurt if I get like $40 for it, and why not, right? Alp comics from the 90s. The only Alp comic I would buy is that seal cover. That's the only Alp comic I will have in this house. Yeah. Not anything against Alp. I know Geo doesn't. I watched Alp. I really enjoyed Alp, and I remember recording it as a kid and getting sad if I missed an episode. And then when they did that TV movie relaunch, like in the late 90s, I remember all that too, where he was on a military base and stuff. But for the comic, I just want that seal cover. Because that seal cover is, I don't know how that got passed. I don't know how that got printed. It's the weirdest, like craziest, almost inappropriate cover. All right, one more. This came in a nice Gemini mailer. So I'm going to keep this.
Shout out to Make
Havoc.
Shout out,
Make Havoc. Shout out, brother, man. Thanks for joining in. I know he's a big 90s comics fan too, so I hope he's getting a kick out of this stuff. Yep. Come on. I love these Gemini mailers.
I recently found out that there was a Sega game. I had no idea. I posted it on the gaming subgroup. I had no idea that existed. I mean, wow. Okay.
About?
Yeah, a Sega Genesis.
I thought you posted that. Like, how boring is that game? Like, what can you do in that game?
It looks so bad. I mean, I know I trash on Alpha. That's just me. But that game looks terrible.
I just don't understand. Like, the show Alf is just him, him and his shenanigans with Willie and the rest of the family. Like, he never leaves the house because he's a puppet and he's like, behind a couch, or he's behind like the counter or the window counter opening thing, whatever that is, So I don't know where you can go with the video game. But I do remember watching the Alf cartoon where he's a teenager on Melmac, and I remember enjoying that. So I think that might be better than the actual TV show. I don't know. So this here, if I can get it out, man, it's so hard to get these things out sometimes. I don't want to mess up the comic. Got to open this thing up like a surgeon.
Mr. Awesome, I vaguely remember that. He says Alf had a Saturday morning cartoon. It was him on Melmac. I know about it, but I barely remember that show.
So this is not a 90s book, but if you know me, you know I'm a Silver Surfer fan and a Fantastic Four fan. And I'm going out and I want to get the rest of the first appearance of Galactus' Heralds. And this is the first appearance of Nova.
Nice.
Look how awesome. I love this cover. Very Dark Phoenix feeling cover. But love this book. Love the idea of Nova, who is a human who gives herself up to be Galactus' Herald, to go around and, that's got to be a difficult job to go around destroying planets and stuff like that, in order for Galactus to live. I think I have all the rest of the first appearances of the Heralds. This is the more kind of like, this is issue 211? No, 244. 211 is Terrax. This is 244. Love this cover. This is such an awesome, iconic cover from John Byrne. Good stuff. One of the other heralds I like a lot is Morg, who shows up in the 90s Silver Surfer storyline, who's a herald, but he likes his job. Like, he's just a genocidal maniac anyways. So that's cool. So there's that. And one more package, everybody. This is going to be a little bit more on topic with the show, I guess, with Omnibros. Got a nice big box here.
Big box time.
Big box time, people. This is from our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. So if anybody hasn't seen the way they do their packing yet, you get a chance to kind of see that. Like the foam padding they put in there, which is awesome.
That can survive any fall.
Yeah, this thing is a monster. Like, this is so much in here. Like, you can just kind of see how thick it is. It's just layers and layers of protection there. This is, my damn room's a mess. It's so embarrassing.
All right. Take your time. People love unboxings, so we're good.
So from InStock Trades.
Can he eat cats in that game? Oh, look at that. Nice.
This Fantastic Four Volume 6 Epic Collection. This is Fantastic Four 88 through 104, which is now the collected. We have now the entire collected era of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, which is further than what we have in the omnibuses so far. I know Volume 4, I think was announced by Omar. That's going to, take it to about this level as well. But here you go. I need to have all my awesome Fantastic Four, the Jack Kirby stuff. This is towards the end of Kirby's career on FF, and basically as he leaves Marvel, which is cool. I mean, it's unfortunate, but what was cool and what we got out of it is he started doing less and less panels. And here's like the first appearance of Agatha Harkness, which is very, very topical for these days. Mm-hmm. But he started doing bigger and bigger panels. So instead of having like 5-6 panels, you start seeing he's doing like 4 panels. This is his way of just, getting through the pages and just kind of burning through the work and stuff like that. But look at that. Look at Thing holding up that entire apartment complex.
Still looks awesome. Yep.
Yeah. And it's better. I mean, bigger Kirby. I mean, granted, it's less Kirby like panels, but it's larger artwork. So, and this is also the time when his pages were smaller. Like I have it in the artist editions. Before they had like the twice up, like big Golden Age size pages. And this has been, they got shrunk down to more, I don't think it's 11 by 17, maybe a little bit bigger than 11 by 17, but smaller than his Golden Age when he first started doing FF. So it's just really just smaller pages, but bigger, cool panels too. So really great stuff in here as well. Oh, look at just Pimp Namor there with this furry coat. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Can never go wrong with Jack Kirby awesomeness. So that's cool there. That's that from there. And then also What up, everybody? Check this out. Captain America, Ed Brubaker, reprint Omnibus Volume 1 with the super awesome. This is the. I mean, the original cover was pretty cool to begin with, but this is one of the better, more iconic Captain America images for sure. I love this. Is that Steve Epting cover, right?
That's the one to own.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, the one to get for sure. I agree. All right. Yeah, that is that, everybody. That's my haul. Thanks for watching this unboxing.
Unboxing time brought you by StockTrades.com.
Yeah, seriously. It just came in. Like, I walked in the door, and my wife goes, "You got these packages?" Like, "Oh, sweet. I got something to show on the show."
Nice.
So, Gio, did you see that Demon Slayer book or Demon Slayer movie yet?
It's not out yet.
It's not?
No.
Oh, not in the station? Okay, because I know, what's that dude's name? Riley's friend, Sherlock or whatever? I saw him,
Yeah, he got to see it.
Theater to go see it. That's cool. I thought it was already out.
I'm dying to watch that movie. I mean, I've already read that stuff, so I know what happens, but I'm dying to see that. It's
Are they going to release it, like, is it only in theaters? Is it going to be on some kind of streaming service for people who want to avoid being around a bunch of people in theater?
I want it to be on streaming
Mm-hmm.
because nobody's going to air it over here because it's a very limited thing or a very niche thing. Very rarely do we get anime on theaters over here. I think Your Name and Weathering with You were the exceptions, and maybe Dragon Ball Z or something like that. Super, sorry. But I really want to watch that. Looks awesome. It's the #1 animated movie in Japan of all time. It's crazy.
Man, that's saying a lot too. You know, that's not just like, oh, is it in Japan? No, that's might as well be like in the world. That's such a huge achievement.
Oh, and speaking of, I want to answer this for anybody wondering: is the Demon Slayer movie in continuity or a standalone story? It is in continuity. It takes place immediately after season 1, so you got to watch the first season, then the movie, and then season 2 starts in October of this year. So it fits right in. It's sort of a standalone story where it can be told. It's best told as a movie. That's why they went that route. But yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Halls. Did I get anything? Give me one quick second. Let me grab it.
Yeah, go for it, man. So I did just drop the link to my video in the chat. So if you guys want to take a look at what's going on with that Jim Lee Omnibus or Jim Lee Artist Edition, that's your chance. Go ahead and hit that thing up. Thanks so much. Throw me a like, throw me a sub. If you're a 90s comics fan, I'm going to be doing a lot more 90s comics, retrospects, in-depth looks. I'm looking around because I am in the process of reading for my next video. Where the hell did it go? Oh, it's right here on the old handy dandy spinner rack. I will be doing a retrospect of good old Stephen Platt Moon Knight.
Ooh.
So I'll be going through these. Yeah, I love these covers so much. I think I'm gonna be doing one video per issue. I think that might be cool. Just kind of, so it's like only like 10, 15-minute videos and not doing all 4 or 5 and make it like another hour-long video that nobody wants to watch. So I'll do a separate video for each one of these. But yeah, you're right. These are some of the. I'll say in my video, and I was doing this, I'm reading through these issues now. Nobody draws a better moon than Stephen Platt. Like, he draws the best like moons. You can't go wrong with his moons, and not just in Moon Knight, but even there's a issue of Prophet here somewhere, where again another killer moon from the man himself. So good stuff. I thought Gio came back. Anyways, so that's gonna be fun. So that's gonna be my next my next kind of series of videos. Is I'm gonna do all the fun Stephen Platt stuff. Michael Collins, sir, thanks for subscribing, man. Awesome, bro. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a whole lot, sir.
Sorry, I was grabbing something.
No, it's all good, man.
Because I saw a comment here. And man, thanks, Gio, sometimes these anime movies have nothing to do with the series and are just money grabs. The movie adapts this volume of Demon Slayer, Volume 8. And a little bit, or the starting portion, the ending portion of Volume 7 and Volume 8. So this is what the movie's based on. And then you continue with the series. But as for what I hauled, I'm just going to show you the first volume. I'm not an expert on the subject, so I can't really tell you what it's about, but it's a classic manga that a lot of people love, and I wanted to check it out because I love the author. It is Shuzo Oshimi, and it is The Flowers of Evil.
Ooh, that looks cool.
It's psychological thrillers. I love Blood on the Tracks. It's one of my favorite psychological reads or horror. And this is super famous, so I wanted to give it a shot. And these are 3-in-1s. There's 4 volumes. I have the complete set. It says here that, let me show you something that's something appropriate. Because there's a lot of not safe for work stuff in here. Let's see. I don't know, whatever. I'll show this. It says here, I'm going to do a jest style. The first combined edition of this acclaimed series, it follows the adventures of a lonely, bookish teen struggling to find his identity through poetry until 2 girls, a beauty and a bully, help him find true love and friendship. Edgy, intense, and romantic, this new edition will give fans a chance to reconnect with yada, yada, yada. So it's, has a little bit of everything, and I can't wait to dig into this series.
Very cool, Gio. That's awesome.
Yep.
So, a couple things in chat I saw. Where was this? Somebody asked. Paul Baker is asking, Demon Slayer any good? I know literally nothing about it.
I love Demon Slayer. It's basically a very simple story about this kid growing up in the mountains. His family, unfortunately, almost all his family gets killed by demons, which sort of behave like vampire-esque creatures, but they're more Oni-type demon creatures. And his sister is spared, but he finds out that his sisters she's turned into one of the demons, but she's unlike the rest of them. She recognizes his brother, and there's the potential for him to find a way to bring her back and turn her into a human again. So he's going to do that and sets out on an adventure. And there are demon slayers, which are, the good guys that are out there with swords hunting the demons down. And the main character eventually joins the Demon Slayer Corps to become one of them and fight the demons because they're led by this ultra badass character, evil guy, overlord type character. And that's sort of where the story goes along. It's a really fun, action-packed read. It gets a lot of hate these days if you go to manga tuber shows because it's the hot thing. And whenever there's a hot item, all the hipsters are like, this is a trashy series. It's overrated. No, man, it's fun. It's a really fun series. And Tanjiro, the main character, easily, personally, one of my favorite manga protagonists of all time. He is the definition of a wholesome, strong character to look up to. So, yeah. I really enjoy the series. I've been having a lot of fun reading it.
I was watching the anime, and I think I got to like episode 8 or something like that. I was watching it on one of those sites, and for some reason, episode 9 on the site was like a One Punch Man episode. So I was like, "What the hell happened here?" And I just kind of fell off because I could never find the right episode. But yeah, I'm gonna need to read the manga just to enjoy it. But man, the anime is fantastic. It's so good, very well done. It's a little bit of a computer background kind of thing. Like it's just great.
It's a mashup of art styles.
It's great, but it's just like what Gio said. It's about this kid whose family gets destroyed by demons. Did you talk about the sister? How his sister is like you said, it's like a vampire situation, but his sister is infected, and he's trying not to kill her, and he's determined to find a cure for her as he learns how to be a demon slayer himself. Really good stuff. Great fight scenes. Just all around wonderful story. So definitely check out Demon Slayer one way or the other.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Michael Collins is asking about theaters over here. I'm in Puerto Rico, and there's only one theater chain, unfortunately, because they monopolized the whole thing. They don't want other theater chains except them, and very rarely do they get like limited screenings for like indie stuff or anime and stuff like that. So I don't get to see those movies. Um, the exception was the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and the like I said earlier, Your Name and Weathering with You. Those were the exceptions. And sorry, but I am an introvert. You guys won't believe that, but I'm really an introvert at heart, and I hate crowded theaters. And those theaters were packed when those movies aired. I was not going to do that and watch it with people screaming and yelling. No, no, thank you. So I waited for the Blu-ray releases.
So yeah, Demon Slayer is dub and sub on Netflix, Hulu, and Funimation.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, James. Yeah, before it was the only way I could find a dub version, because that's the only way I watch anime is dubbed, was through certain websites.
This is the only thing I can show without spoiling anything, because there's some pretty cool fights that happen. So that's sort of a little bit of the art style.
Yeah, I got to the part in the story with, this isn't the spoiler, and I'll be vague, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Cutting the stone, that whole thing.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that story.
Gabe and Gio wondering, you guys read Lady Killer by Joella Jones? Is it worth to get the collected edition?
I don't have the collected edition. I only have the series in trade paperback. And it's wonderful. Joel Jones just killed it with the art on that. It's not the most in-depth story of all time, but it's a really fun, visually appealing series. 60s, was it 50s or 60s era? And this badass protagonist, she's mom and seller by day, and her other work is an assassin. And the kills that she does are really, really gory and badass, and the art is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I haven't read any of it either. I don't have any of the collected editions, but I've never heard a bad review or anybody say anything not fantastic about it. Like Jogu's, it's fantastic. That's all I ever hear about that book, is how fantastic it is. And I think that hardcover, didn't that disappear really quick? And it got, I don't know if it still is, but I know at one point it was like really hard to find and getting kind of pricey.
I don't know if it's gotten a reprint yet. I might be mistaken on that, but it went out really quick. I already had the trades and they were gifted to me, so I didn't want to get rid of those. So I just have the series in trade paperback.
Who's the publisher of that? I forget.
Dark Horse.
Oh, it's Dark Horse?
Yeah.
No, that's good luck getting a reprint from Dark Horse sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not Hellboy or something like that, it doesn't seem to really get priority reprints.
Umbrella Academy is Dark Horse.
Yeah, but I didn't really get reprints until it got popular, like with the TV show. Because when that Netflix series hit, it was just the trade paperbacks at the time were just gone and disappeared, and it took a while for them to come back until then they started putting out like the slipcases. I think, if I got my information right.
Yeah, that was the one we were mentioning.
Yeah, that's the one that I think is it's hard to find and crazy. Yeah, look at Shorty, man. You got that Frankenstein book. Good for you. That's another thing that I think they made 4 of them.
I wanted to get the reprint that came out last year, but I found out it's like a trade paperback sized or like a standard hardcover. I thought it was going to be an oversized reprint, but no.
No, whack. I think somebody on the group posted a message that they sent to Dark Horse asking about, I think it was Herald County, about if the hardcover is going to be reprinted, and they said, no, we're going to stick with the soft covers for now.
No. That sucks.
Yeah. What's the graphic on your T-shirt, Gio?
See if you get the reference.
I get it's Hellboy. But yeah, Dark Knight Returns Hellboy. Very cool.
That was it's an old shirt from Shirt Punch, I believe. A friend of mine gifted the shirt to me.
So you want to take a look at previews and see what's coming out this week?
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a lot. Like, I mean, not just like this week yet. Peril County. Jess isn't here. Jess is on assignment somewhere. He usually has like the super updated like spreadsheet list, but I'm guessing, from my understanding, it's almost everything. Didn't it get put out over the last like week or two due to like the horrible, unpredictable weather that they had? It's going to be a big release on In Stock Trades' side of things. So let's take a look at what else we got to look forward to today.
I'm looking at the Facebook page, but he hasn't posted anything.
Oh, no? Yeah. This isn't right. Stupid previews. Why you got to make things difficult? There you go. Category, trades, and comic book. All right. So Dark Horse. All right, everybody. So here we go. We're going to talk about this week's releases. You can visit our sponsor, In Stock Trades. They update their site tomorrow, 12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, Gio, let's take a look at all this stuff. Dark Horse. We got ElfQuest, Stargazer's Hunt trade paperback. Never been an ElfQuest fan.
Yeah,
no, don't know. I know next to nothing about it, but I know there's a hardcore following for that. This looks kind of cool though. Mike Mignolla's Quarantine Sketchbook.
Yep.
If my internet loads the page, I'm assuming that this is a bunch of sketches that good old Mike Mignolla did while sitting around his house, quarantined, wearing nothing but his underwear, slapping out some dope sketches everywhere.
There were some really fun ones. He did like Ultraman and like the cereal monster creatures, animals or whatever. I think he even did some Pokemon ones or something like that. And a lot of people, he put them on eBay and people went wild bidding on that stuff.
All profits go to charity. Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen organization. Very cool. Also, I don't know if anybody knows this yet, but I guess there's a Kickstarter that just started today.
Ooh, I'm tempted.
Yeah, me too. To fund a documentary on Mike Mignolla himself.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, and the guy that put on this documentary is the same guy. I backed up his projects before. The spinner rack that I have, he was the one that did the Kickstarter for that, where he, reverse engineered a spinner rack, and you get a spinner rack now. The spinner racks are impossible to find. You can find them, but they're just crazy expensive to ship, and nobody ships them. But he does, so that's really cool. IDW this week: Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, the original graphic novel of that film. And then we got Transformers 84 trade paperback, Secrets and Lies.
I love that cover.
For the Transformers?
The Transformers, yeah. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. Love it. It's a continuation of the original series. Like a mini-series continuing the 80s comic.
Well, the comic itself was the longest running miniseries ever. It was supposed to be like a 4-issue miniseries, and I'm going for like 110 issues or something like that. Yeah. All right, Marvel this week. Let's take a look and see what they got going out. Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, trade paperback. Captain America Lives, Epic Collection. I think that's a reprint of this. Conan the Barbarian, original Marvel years.
It's the 5th Omnibus, I think.
They're really just steamrolling out these Omnis. I thought, didn't just Volume 4 come out like recently, a month or so ago? Yeah.
Month and a half or something like that. Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is the standard cover, and then this is the original art here. So this is probably the DM cover. And this is the stuff that I think a lot of people have said that they stop at Volume 5 because that's when the creative team changes. And it's not Roy Thomas anymore. But I mean, this is J.M. DeMatteis. You can't really go wrong with him. And John Buscema on art as well. So this might be one of the ones where I don't know if they printed a lot of them. I think there might be something where here on out they might get harder and harder to find. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
Doctor Doom Volume 2. I've heard great things about Volume 1, about the series in general. So Volume 2 is out. Art by Salvador LaRocca, which is I'm a little iffy on his art sometimes these days.
Yeah. That cover looks cool though. I like it.
Yeah.
Although now that I look at it, he's a little bit chunky looking there. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, his armor is put on a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
There's just kind of like I don't understand the image. He's standing on top of some defeated soldiers, where like out in the middle of space, where there's like
with
some kind of weird planetary collision going on or something. And then there's a bird. Like, how does this bird like breathe in space? And I don't know.
Is that a raven?
Whatever.
I don't know.
Or a crow, or I don't know. Cool, whatever. But I've heard nothing but good things about the book, so I mean, I'm not going to just sit here and dog on the cover. Maestro. Here's another great book I've heard nothing but wonderful things about. It's Maestro. It's the origin of Maestro. This is Peter David, who was the original creator of the Maestro Hulk. For those who aren't up to date, Maestro is like the future version of the Hulk, where he is just God status for the most part, where he just kind of has taken over the world and everything is bent around his will. But this is the story that really gets into, even since here, how did the world fall to the Maestro and allow him to rise? So this is the origin story of Maestro. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Savage Avengers, trade paperback volume 3. And apparently the long-awaited, not omnibus of X of Swords
should be
as well. I mean, it's what is this thing, like 24 issues? It was 24 parts.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Like, ugh. And I know some people are probably going to comment in the chat that how do we have a hardcover of this and no hardcover of the rest of the series? Yeah, I know, I agree. It is what it is. But here's the first big crossover. What a great cover by Mark Brooks.
I know nothing about this, but I want to read it just because of that cover. I love Mark Brooks.
No, I agree. I fell off of the X-Men stuff, and it was just like, God, there's like 20 titles going on. I can't keep up. So they start doing hardcovers or something like that. I'll start picking it up and catch up a little bit. And then there's the Pepe Larraz cover here as well. And oh wow, this is interesting. X-Men Epic Collection. This is the Dark Phoenix storyline. These are the ones, if you guys collect epics, if you're interested in epics at all, it's these books, like the pinnacle storylines that end up going out of print really, really fast. So yeah, this is that pinnacle area of X-Men. So really, 129, yeah, that's the start of, I think 129 is the first appearance of Shadowcat. And it's all through the whole Dark Phoenix era. And then you also get the Dark Phoenix Untold Story and Marvel Team Up 100. I might have to pick that up. I was not going to pick up any books this week, and I realized that was out, so that's going to have to happen. Here in Dynamite, Boys, trade paperback for Dear Becky. For those of you that saw the Amazon series, Becky was Butcher's wife, and apparently I'm going to go with the origin story of Becky. Oh. I was really hoping Derek Robertson was going to do the interiors on this, and unfortunately he didn't. But we do get a beautiful, beautiful cover from him.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
Yeah. I think this cover, it looks like almost like the reverse of cover number 1. Where cover number 1, you're looking up and you see everybody in a circle.
Oh, yeah,
so this looks like to be like the opposite perspective. Ian Fleming's James Bond. And then we got some Red Sonja The Queen's Gambit. Probably has nothing to do with that really good Netflix series. And then Vampirella Red Sonja. And here is the back half, other manga, kind of the smaller publishers stuff here as well.
Next Thursday is a manga show here on the channel, so we'll go over all the solicits for March, all that stuff.
And Gio, do you have the lunar releases or whatever for DC?
Yeah, let me add that in real quick.
So that's that. So I'll stop sharing here because I had I was always able to get into UCS, but I think they've stopped updating their site.
Oh, they stopped already? Damn.
I think so.
It doesn't separate. Let's see. There we go. I can't separate it from like trades and stuff, but here we have Amethyst, the recently rebooted series from Amy Reader, sorry. Batman and the Outsiders Volume 3, The Demon's Fire, trade paperback. DC poster portfolio, Greg Capullo. That's going to be a cool one. Lots of cool posters there. Nightwing, The Joker War hardcover.
That's the one that we were talking about. Everybody needs to wait to get, not the other one that was just part of the series.
The Joker War?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's Nightwing, The Joker. No, never mind. I'm completely incorrect again.
This looks like a standard hardcover, I think.
Yeah, it's just the 7 issues. That's just the Nightwing. Never mind. Silly DC. Just make up your mind and just put it all out in one big book or separate it. Don't get so confusing like this.
Yeah, and probably the one a lot of people are interested in, Superman and Batman Generations Omnibus from John Byrne. This collects all this stuff right here for $75. It's going to be cheaper if you go to InStockTrades.com, but yep.
Brian Hill says it's Joker War Saga is the one that we were mentioning.
Gotcha.
It's a whole Joker War.
Paul Baker says that Batman Outsiders run is fantastic. Cool.
And then also Jesus is asking, is Spawn coming out on IST tomorrow? We don't know for sure. We don't have like their list. But I would definitely check it out if you're interested, because I really want to get that compendium too. Because that compendium, Gio, it has the Angela issue in it, which is awesome.
We were talking about that earlier when I started the stream, because somebody was asking if you should get the compendium. I think if you're going to read that stuff and enjoy it, get the compendium. I mean, it's not the best version to get, but hey, you'll get it and you'll read the story.
It's the best version that's available.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go out and buy all the singles, which is up to you. But if you're not a singles person, you can go out and try to get the trades. But why get the trades if you can get the bigger compendium trade? The slipcases are long gone. Those hardcovers are long gone. I think they got canceled. They resolicited the hardcovers at one point, but they got canceled. So, yeah. And then the compendium is the way to go, and it's a good price. And I've seen pictures of it, and it looks like it sticks together good. And if you're a Spawn fan or you're interested in it, that's 50 issues. Can't go wrong.
Cleveland Brown is asking if that omnibus is good to get. I've never read this material, so I can't really say much about it.
Yeah, me neither. It wasn't my bag when it comes down to early DC. It's not early DC. That's like 80s DC stuff, but that just wasn't for me. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure our buddy Omar will have a video on it where you can find out about it. Was this the last one? Oh, Superman Adventures. This is from the animated TV series. And that's about it.
Wow. All right.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Derek Tyler says, I'll get Generations if it means the promise of Man of Steel in omnibus format. There's no promise of that, man, so don't do it. I've said that before. I say that all the time. Don't don't believe in the idea that if you buying something means that these companies are going to give you something else that you want. I mean, Geo does it. I've done it. We're like, oh, I'm just going to support this and hope that it keeps going. Man, that's a waste of time and effort and money and all that kind of stuff, because there is no promise of anything. One book selling well doesn't mean that they're going to go do anything else. So.
Oh, Jose, thank you. Hey, Gabe,
awesome, man.
Instagram here. Only want to tell you two guys, thanks for the live. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in, man.
Yeah, man, we appreciate that a lot, dude. Thank you.
There's a nostalgia factor, says Crash. It's the first runs I read in my life. Cool.
I think he's talking about that Batman Superman Generations, John Byrne stuff. Earlier, he was talking about some of his earlier Fantastic Four he ever read was John Byrne stuff.
Yeah. So, let me check if I can find out anything about the Spawn Compendium.
For IST, you mean, or?
Yeah. Let's see. Also,
I would assume it'd be on IST because they were on lockdown for so long, and I think everything's just going to get thrown up.
I didn't see it on the previews, but supposedly the Batgirl Omnibus is coming out as well. It wasn't on the previews, so I don't know.
Where do you see that at?
IST has it for tomorrow as well.
Oh, well, you know how that works. That was part of the original solicit dates.
Let's see.
And those things don't get too updated because those dates change. It'd be nice. I hope it comes out. And again, that's the idea. Like, you know, I'm tempted to get that omnibus and hoping that I'll get the Burnside Batgirl, but I'm not even gonna play that game. Like, you know, they put out Burnside Batgirl, I'll buy it. But I'm not gonna buy something I don't absolutely want in hopes of getting something I do want out of it. That's abusive.
Just in case, so people don't get too upset at us, here's the coming soon tab from In Stock Trades. And you can see some of the books that previously came out and I think are going to be available this week that weren't available because of the whole winter storm and all that stuff. So I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. It could come out. But you see the Batgirl Returns Omnibus, the Catwoman Soul Stealer, that's a young adult novel, the Captain America Omnibus, the Golden Age stuff. It's scheduled for March 3rd. The official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe editions is listed there. Rogue Planet from Cullen Bunn. There's a bunch of stuff here, so I don't know if all of that is coming out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, like the handbook of the Marvel Universe Omnis. I don't think that's coming out this week. Like that wasn't in anything that we saw, and it's a lot. That'd be out of control already. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Just be ready tomorrow. Whether you get it from IST or any of your other favorite online retailers, you know, be ready to go.
Yeah. Speaking of online retailers, thank you to our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you get your collected editions and manga up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. Every month we do a gift card giveaway. One lucky viewer gets a $50 gift card courtesy of our sponsor, In Stock Trades. And that's the place to be, guys. If you're a nerd and you're into collected editions or manga or whatever it may be, you got to check out In Stock Trades. Wonderful packaging, fantastic customer service. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yes, sir. That's the place to get your stuff. And as you can see from my unboxing, it's crazy. It's the best packaging. It's the packaging that you keep and you reuse later if you sell something.
Paul Baker is asking, do you know when they have the first trade of Ram V's Catwoman coming out? I have no idea, but we can check that. Is that? No, I don't know. I mean,
also, Lionheart's asking Superman by Grant Morrison. Why do I think that already came out for some reason? I don't know. We're looking at the newer stuff that came out. That's according to the solicits that's coming out. Anything that kind of got held back, We don't know. I'm sorry to kind of not give anybody an answer. We simply just don't know. We don't have that information from Inside Trade, so we can't help out there.
Usually, Jess would have had that list, but he's not available tonight. But yeah, because there is a delay. Let me do one quick thing before we wrap up. Let me check on a post. Should have some info on that. Because I do know that. Let's go check this out. Nope. I thought I was gonna get an answer for that, but no. But it will be out tomorrow because it was last week and they didn't have it. But I do believe that stuff from last week might get released this week. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I find out anything, I'll add it on the channel, on the show's description later on.
Honestly, everybody probably find out when we find out, which is when IST updates tomorrow. So be ready for it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Gio, you ready to wrap this up, bro? You did an amazing job. Everybody give Gio some love, all the appreciation for holding down the fort. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you're gonna get stuck that way, but I do give you a lot of love and admiration for holding down the fort. For everybody out there sticking with Gio, because Gio is super entertaining, and you guys made that a thing. So
I love talking to the audience. I didn't mind. I didn't even talk about this book, but you know what? Asadora, I was going to mention it, and I totally forgot. I really forgot to talk about this book, but I will be putting out a video soon on my channel talking about this. It's really cool from Naoki Urasawa. Oh, thank you, Arya. Thank you so much. Gio the Great. Stop. I'm not that great. Despite the lack of musical talent. You know what? I'm going to work on that and sing you the IST jingle next Monday. If I remember, I'll do it.
We should do a rap video.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We'll film it in all the different hoods across America where we're all located.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you everybody for tuning in. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you for all the likes and wonderful comments. Joining us on a Monday show. Gabe, where can people find you on your reboot of your YouTube channel?
You guys can find me. I put the link in the chat earlier. Gabe Loves 90s Comics. Check out my Jim Lee Artist Edition book on there. And like I said, I'll be doing more cool, fun retrospect. I'll throw a link in there again for everybody in case anybody forgot. But hell yeah. Thank you, everybody, for all the support. And Gio, talking about support, where can everybody throw some support your way?
You can find my channel. That's A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime, comics, and manga. That's A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube.
All right, everybody. And with all that said and done, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Everybody has a wonderful day tomorrow when it comes down to ordering. Take care, everybody. You guys are fantastic. We couldn't do this without your guys' awesome, entertaining questions and jokes and comments in the chat. It's really one of the best reasons we do this show. We love you and we appreciate you. And we'll see everybody. Is it this Thursday? Is it Manga Bros with you, Gio?
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Show, and then Sunday, the WandaVision finale. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to talk about it. So.
Man, I'm literally going to turn off the internet before I go to bed on Thursday. Like, I'm going to jump out of our chat because those guys in that chat really like to be, oh, you know what happened in WandaVision? Like, all this stuff happened. I'm like, God damn it. I'm out. I'm going to disappear for a little bit. No Instagram, no nothing. Because I know with that being the last episode, there's going to be some things going on that I don't want to find out before I find out by watching it. So
exactly.
All right. And that is it, everybody. Thank you again. We are out of here.